95. You've been listening to Pirates Baseball on the Pirates Radio Network.
The ball game is over, and this game is over, and the ball game is over.
Now, it's time for your reaction on the Pirates Fan Reaction Show. The Og Murphy and Prikoski Fan Reaction Show is presented by Van Handel Cleaning and Restoration and is brought to you by Bellman Electric, Sir Grout's, Hampton Beer Outlet, Guardian Protection, NJM Insurance, Keystone Custom Apparel, Veteran Basement Waterproofing, Zero Res Commercial Cleaning, and Og Murphy and Prikoski Law Firm. We're all in.
And this will do it, and the ball game is over.
The Fan Reaction Show is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Still 1-2 on Stott. 2 outs, nobody on, ninth inning. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 call. And Montgomery strikes out the side in the ninth. And the Pirates go on to win 6-1. They split here in Philadelphia.
And that's the way it ended up in Philadelphia. It was a little bit of a tough series in a lot of different ways, but you come out of there against one of the better teams in baseball with a 2-2 mark, and you get back to 500. All in all, a pretty good day's work. Let's go right to the expert analyst that called the game for you on the radio today, and that is our good friend Kevin Young. And Kevin, 104, and it wasn't even a dry heat. So, I mean, I give it to you guys, man. You guys toughed it out there today.
I tell you what, it was hot in every stretch that you imagine. When we saw 104 come across the scoreboard, we were like, you got to be kidding me. And then it even got hotter down on the field. It was probably close to 115 down on the field at one point. And so it was definitely a big win. It was nice to see the Pirates really outlast with that resiliency that they have. It really showed up well today, and they needed it for this split.
So nice to see the bullpen be not only good but efficient, not a lot of traffic on the bases, a well-pitched game all the way through from start to finish. I was a little concerned when you had base hits with runners in scoring position, yet you didn't score. I'm thinking that might have to come back to bite you when you get the hit you need with runners in scoring position, yet you still manage not to score. I was afraid that was going to bite them, but it certainly did not because they just kept coming.
Yeah, they really did, and you were right. I was thinking the same thing, especially with a good hitting team like the Phillies here at home in a hitter's ballpark. Those guys can change the scoreboard really quick, and so the ability for them to be able to find a way to keep putting those runners out there the way they did, it was a huge part of it, and I was very thankful that, like you said, they were able to add on more importantly at the end. That was probably the best part about that victory, adding on late.
And I quit count, but at one point they had stranded 10 runners. And again, I mean, opportunities are great, but you're not going to keep getting them all the time. So very fortunate that they kept battling. And what can you say about the magician as Merlin Valdez? In the pregame, I said, I just think he's going to be the guy today because he's just been the guy in every game. And certainly the guy again today. He was outstanding.
Yeah, he has been outstanding. I mean, just watch him at 22 years old, maneuver through at bats against quality pitching, being a run producer, being put in the 4-hole alone just as a young player and not losing that thought process where he's just consistently trying to go up there, not trying to hit home runs, just trying to produce runs. And you have to be excited about seeing someone like that young, having that good of an idea. And he actually swings the strikes as well. So just controlling his at-bats and doing those type of things have been really huge and a super promising thing for this Pirates team when you have a guy like Cruz go down and then you can have reinforcements like a Valdez come in the lineup.
I love the fact you referenced our good buddy. Those of us that have been around like you and I and were around for Aramis Ramirez, he definitely reminds me of him.
Yeah, he definitely does. Another young, talented player. That was so good to see Rami just turn into what he did, but now you had a chance to see Valdez maybe do some of the same type of things even at an earlier age, immediately impacting the big leagues when he comes up. And so it's just going to build more confidence for him. I said they're doing it against a playoff quality teams like the Phillies. These guys, it's giving these young guys some confidence. They want to be playing in the postseason and play meaningful games late in September and August, throughout. This is what it looks like. And so they got a feel for doing that. This series was pretty big to see.
Kevin, not only did you show as a Pirate team that you can hang with the big boys that are, leading Major League Baseball in a lot of different categories, but I think there was a lot of how to get it done, how to be professional. And the thing that impressed me about Philadelphia this entire series was their defense. And that's one area where I think the Pirates could pick it up a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, and well observated. I mean, those guys played gold glove defense around that infield, with the exception, obviously, of Bryce Harper, who's continuing to learn that position. But those guys up the middle, and then you can't say enough about Alec Boehm. I think he literally single-handedly won the game for him defensively, one of the games of the series. And so it does give you a glimpse of what it takes. Right now, obviously, the offense and what they've been able to do, what a difference a year makes offensively. And now defensively, they just need to pick it up along with the pitching. And in the second half of the season should be quite enjoyable.
Sports is nuts. All we thought about was, man, if the Pirates could just start scoring some runs, man, they're going to be golden. They're going to have no problem, having a really big-time season. But, I mean, that's what we learn in sports. It's not nearly as predictable as we think it is. And you can never sit tight on what you have because you have to go out and perform each and every day. And that's exactly what this pitching staff has to do. They now have to catch up to the hitting.
Yeah, and as you mentioned that, you got to give hats off again for Jared Jones and Majenski, obviously, watching those guys do what they do, Gregory Soto and Montgomery today, because Jared Jones went out and did exactly what this team needed. I mean, they were struggling. The starting pitch has been scuffling a little bit. Even in those 4 innings pitch, he was able to do some really quality stuff. And so super thankful that those guys were able to respond the way they did.
I think it's kind of cool that you saw Jared Jones strike out the side to start the game, and then Montgomery striking out the side to finish it. I mean, that's a pretty classy way to take care of business.
Yeah, when you think about those guys, too, and the velocity in which the Phillies hitters saw all day long. You start off with 100 miles per hour and you finish with 100, from a lefty. I mean, that's pretty impressive. These guys just find a way to do it. That's what it looks like when you go out and just really do what you need to do in a game just to get this series back to even. Now you head on to Washington and see if you can keep that momentum going on all cylinders.
Well, Kevin, it's my job on Getaway to let you get away. I could keep you here all day, but that wouldn't be fair to you. Go get yourself a nice cold beverage, get into some air conditioning, and relax a little bit, Kevin. Thanks so much for your time.
You guys are great. Take care.
All right. KY, one of my all-time favorites. Man, people don't remember. Maybe you do. This guy was a run-producing first baseman that his knees gave out on him, or he would have been a much more productive player with a longer career. But turning into a great analyst and always been one of the nicest guys you'd ever want to meet. No question about that. Our segment with Kevin is brought to you by, let me see this, Veteran Basement Waterproofing, and Kevin did not disappoint, and he never does. What I'm going to do right now, just because this poor guy a lot of times stays on hold for us. Pirates win at 6-1 over the Phillies. It is the Og, Murphy, and Prikoski reaction show presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. Og, Murphy, and Prikoski, we're all in. I'm going to go to Chuck in Uniontown right now because, I didn't want him to have to stay on hold. Chuck, you have to feel a little bit better. I know this has been an emotional roller coaster. It was kind of a tough series in a lot of ways, but at least now you go to Washington with a much better feeling. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. But we gotta keep the pressure on the Nationals too, because they're pretty good. They're a couple games ahead of us. And first of all, I'd like to say I join you. KY is one of my favorites too, but so is PA, and I don't mean Pennsylvania. I mean, like Paul Alexander.
Well,
I only have only have a minute or two. Then I got to be taken care of by my caretaker. But I think, for all the negativity about schemes and everything else, all the controversy and all that, we still come out of Philadelphia 2-2, which, this is the first time since 2017. We've won multiple games in a series in Philadelphia.
Yeah, we'll take that. And Chuck, there's so many times where if you had the ability to choose before, you would have taken 2-2 in Philadelphia for the very reason that you state. It has been a nightmare for the Pirates in Philadelphia. So, of course, before the fact, before you got started, you say, yeah, we'll take 2-2 there. But now I want 2 in Washington. I'm getting a little greedy.
Yeah, well, Paul, this 13-game stretch and 25-game stretch, 13 before the All-Star break and 25 overall. I told Dane Zangrilli, I'll take 8-5 in the 13 games, and I'll take at least 16-9 in 25 overall. Because we
I mean, I might even have a parade at that point if they're able to do that, for heaven's sakes. The competition gets a whole lot tougher. And Chuck, I think I may have lost you. You still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Yeah, I think that's a big ask. 16-9, considering who they're playing. If they're still above 500 after the next 25, I'll take that.
Yeah, but Paul, we got to play extra hard because we got to make up for all those games we gave away in the first half of the season.
Well, you got to go. You want to. It's just like, when you're down 4 runs, you want to hit a 4-run homer. You want to hit the grand slam. No, you got to chip away. You got to go run at a time, game at a time, at bat at a time, out at a time. That's what this team doesn't seem to do very well. You can't get out ahead of your skis. You can't get over your skis. If they stay above 500 through the next 25, they're still going to be very, very much in the conversation of a wild card.
Yeah, Paul, the thing is, it's not just the number of games you're out of the wild card. It's all the competition. We're competing with about 5 other teams.
And you know what? Chuck, two of those teams will stay in there and stay relatively hot. And 3 teams, and you hope it's not the Pirates, 3 teams are going to play themselves out of that situation.
Well, let's hope it's somebody else because we've had enough space for too many years. Paul, gotta go. Thanks.
Oh, hey, Chuck, I'm glad I got you in. That worked out perfectly. That is the super fan. I mean, when it comes to fans, none better. Absolutely none better than Chuck in Uniontown. State your case. That is brought to you by the Hampton Beer Outlet. Drive a little, save a lot. Hampton Beer Outlet. Go check him out. Okay, we're just getting rolling here on the Og, Murphy, and Perkoski Fan Reaction Show. We're going to take a quick break. We'll get back to all the highlights from the game, all of our players of the game, and then we'll turn it over to Colin Dunlap, who is standing by patiently. We'll get Pat Septek on with the news at 4:30, and then Colin will have his show immediately after. But in the meantime, we're going to have some fun right here. Talking Bucco baseball, they win it over the Philadelphia Phillies 6-1 today. They're back at even 44-44. They win it 6-1 today. Back with more on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
After an accident, you need an injury attorney who fights for you. Og, Murphy, and Perkoski are ready to take on the insurance companies and win you the compensation you deserve. Call 412-391-FIRM. Og, Murphy, Perkoski, the firm. We're all in.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, no, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Sniff the difference.
Sir Grout Pittsburgh specializes in hard surface restoration. Whether it's tile or grout cleaning and sealing or natural stone restoration, Sir Grout will transform and renew floors, kitchens, foyers, mudrooms, bathroom showers, and countertops. They can restore the beauty and luster of natural stone with polishing and preventative stain sealant processes. Sir Grout trained technicians can even change the grout color to update the area's look and style. Call 412-960-6310 now to book your appointment.
How We Made Your Mother is a rewatch podcast that looks back episode by episode at the hit TV show How I Met Your Mother. It's hosted by me, Josh Radnor, along with series co-creator Craig Thomas.
In seasons 1 and 2, we were joined by Neil Patrick Harris, Kobe Smulders, Bryan Cranston, Ashley Williams, Wayne Brady, Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey, Joe Manganiello, and my brilliant co-creator Carter Bays, and now we are diving into season 3.
So whether it's your 50th rewatch or your first time through, follow How We Made Your Mother wherever you get your podcasts.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
This summer, your passport isn't required. Welcome to Summer in Tokyo at P.F. Chang's. Inspired by the color and energy of Tokyo's vibrant sushi scene, these limited-time creations bring bold flavors in every bite. Discover new sushi rolls, steak tataki, and lobster and prawn fried rice inspired by one of the world's most exciting food destinations. Cruise through Tokyo, one roll at a time aboard our sushi boat with wave after sushi wave of unforgettable taste. Summer in Tokyo at P.F. Chang's. Your journey to Tokyo starts here.
Now back to the Og Murphy and Prikoski Fan Reaction Show on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Pitch swung out quick to the left center field, that base hit and more. Lau will score easily. Valdez around first, and now it kicks around the wall in center. Crawford retrieves it. Valdez around second. He's heading into third. He'll slide into third. The Pirates have the lead. Thanks again to Ace Merlin Valdez, the rookie.
The Magician, the easy play of the game. Play of the game brought to you by Easy Home Exteriors and Garage Doors. Valdez, 2 for 4, 3 RBI. This 22-year-old kid is just absolutely tearing it up. That is also going to be our cool stat of the game because this guy is red hot. He's also our hot player of the game, brought to you by D'Amelio's in the HVAC in Greensburg. Your comfort is their business. As Marlon Valdez, the Magician, is just Ramos Ramirez revisited. And if you guys don't remember him, he was one that the Pirates let get away. That was one of the biggest mistakes they have ever made in their history. That's right, in their history. Pirates win it by the score of 6-1. Also, a very efficient game from a pitching standpoint. Jones goes out, only gives him 4, but only gives up 2 hits and a run. Strikes out 6. That's a season high so far. It equals that. And then Majinski gets the win. He goes 3 scoreless, only allowing 2 hits, no runs. Didn't strike anybody out. Didn't really do anything other than just be efficient and solid. And why don't we give him a little listen right now because he was a man that got things done. We're hoping to hear an out from Carmen there, if we could. That's all right. Carmen Majinski gets the win today and was very efficient, and he certainly got the job done. Is our Guardian Protection, your hometown security company, protecting the lead. Or not. Yeah, I wanted to get his third inning, that final out, but that's okay. Carmen Majinski gets the job done, and I know it wasn't the save, but it was the win. And when you have a guy that comes in against a team that hits as well as Philadelphia and comes in through the 5th through the 7th inning and gets it done, he is our Guardian Protection, your hometown security company, doing a great job there. Also, it was a really nice day for Nicky G. And Kevin Young got it right throughout the game, just saying all he does is hit. He just keeps hitting. So he goes 3 for 5, and again, just hitting, and also went deep in the ball game as well.
Swing fly ball fairly deep center field, carrying Crawford to the wall, leaps, and there it goes, over the wall, a home run. Andy Rodriguez hits it out to left center. And the Pirates lead 4-1 in Philly.
And Andy also went deep along with Nicky G. Nicky G 3 for 5, a couple of RBIs, and a home run as well. But yes, Andy getting into the act as well. And on a day like today where it hit 104 degrees, Andy Rodriguez with a little bit of a contribution there offensively. All in all, one of the cleanest games the Pirates have played all year. In fact, their overall numbers, 6 runs on 14 hits and no errors. Philadelphia held to just 1 run. First time since, very early in June that they only scored 1 run. And they were also held to 4 hits by 4 different pitchers. Again, the lines, Jones, 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. Majinski, 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs. Soto, 1 inning, no hits, no runs. Montgomery strikes out the side to get the final outs of the game. A very, very efficient effort by the Pirates today, and they just absolutely got it done. The Pirates even things up at 44-44. They are now even with the Cardinals in the win column, but the Cardinals only with 39 losses. They've played a lot fewer games so far than the Pirates. Pirates at 44-44. And again, in our conversation with Chuck in Uniontown, he wants 8-5 over the next 13. They have 13 before the All-Star break, and then the next 25 before the trade deadline. He wants 16-9. That is pretty ambitious from this team that we're looking at right now. But it all starts, now. I mean, they're at 44-44. To their point, they have a lot of teams ahead of them in the wild card right now. But the really good news is they are still very much in play because they're 500 or better. And that's the next, before the All-Star break, those 13 games, stay above 500. Stay above 500. Be a buyer at the trade deadline. Play games that matter in August and September. Plenty more to come here on the Og, Murphy, and Perkowski postgame show, presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. Og, Murphy, and Perkowski, we're all in. We'll be right back right after this.
There's electricity in the crowd, but when you have electrical problems, you need a family-owned business you can trust. Call Pellman Electric. Pellman Electric has been in business for over 25 years, and their qualified electricians can handle any project. Residential or commercial, outlet repairs in your house, to completing a high-rise office building, Pellman Electric will tackle any job. And if the power goes out, Pellman offers generator installation services. Visit them at PellmanElectric.com. You depend on electricity, depend on Pellman.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
When disaster strikes your home or business, Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration of Pittsburgh is ready to help. Our certified team handles everything from emergency cleanup to full reconstruction, working directly with your insurance to make the process simple. Available 24/7, we respond fast and restore your property with care, honesty, and experience you can trust. Visit panhandlecr.com. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, restoring Pittsburgh's peace of mind.
Need to order food for your workplace?
Yep.
That's a rhetorical question. Who are you?
Oh, I'm May, an admin who loves EasyCater.
Well, may I continue? I'm the voice of EasyCater. And don't you have work?
Actually, EasyCater saves me so much time ordering food for the office, I thought I'd take a minute to spread the word.
Well, this is a 30-second spot, and we're halfway through, so...
Right. EasyCater gives you a huge variety of restaurants to feed your workplace. Any group size, any budget, anytime, anywhere. How's that?
You trying to take my gig?
Start an order at EasyCater.com.
What's going on here?
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Family-owned D'Amelio Heating and Cooling services heating, cooling, commercial refrigeration, and tap beer systems. D'Amelio services all brands and provides 24-hour service. D'Amelio's Heating and Cooling is a Carrier Factory certified dealer. D'Amelio Inc. is a family-owned Pennsylvania heating and air conditioner contractor invested in providing you with the very finest strategies, heating and cooling systems at reasonable cost. D'Amelio 724-838-9360.
Now more of the Og, Murphy, and Perkowski Fan Reaction Show on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Bucks win by the score of 6-1 over Philadelphia. That makes that series even at 2 games apiece. Big concern, obviously, right now. Still, I think it lingers that you're worried about Paul Skeens, and I get that. But right now, there's a lot of other stuff going on. He only plays every 5 days, every 5 games. So the good news there. You did hear our play of the game, brought to you by Pellman Electric, cutting-edge electrical contractors covering the tri-state. That was a triple by our man, the magician, Esmeralyn Valdez, 2 for 4 with 3 RBI. And our play of the game as well, that was Carmen Majinski, just going those 3 innings of relief. Play of the game brought to you by Sir Grout, Innovative Cleaning and Restoration Methods. That is just good stuff. Bucks even it up at 4-4. They're still in 4th place in the Central. They are even now in the win column with St. Louis, who is in third place. And our look at the standings brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors, the most preferred window brand by Pittsburgh home owners. So we're pretty much up to date with everything I think you need to know from this one. But we're going to hear from manager Donnie Kelly. That'll be coming up straight ahead on the Og, Murphy, and Perkowski Fan Reaction Show, presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. Og, Murphy, and Perkowski, we are all in. You're going to hear from Don Kelly when we come back on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Celebrate America's 250th with huge savings. I love this. From my friends at Coit during Coit's Red, White, and Renewed sale. I love this. Get $250 off any Coit cleaning service. Carpets, rugs, upholstery, draperies, and more. The special expires July 10th. Minimum service applies to qualify. Appointments are filling up quickly for this amazing $250 savings. So call Coit today. 1-800-FOR-COIT. Celebrate America's Save Big and get your home Coit clean for the summer.
Buy one window, get a free unicorn. Just kidding. Are you tired of dishonest offers? I'm Brian Murphy, owner of Easy Home Exteriors, and we take your home seriously. If you need windows, roofing, siding, or doors, we'll give you fair, honest pricing the first time, every time. No pressure, no gimmicks. We'll give you a free estimate. You don't even need to be home. Call 412-678-7008. That's 412-678-7008. If you're lucky, we'll throw in a unicorn.
Catastrophic injuries bring emotional strain, physical pain, and financial stress. You don't have to face it alone. Og, Murphy, and Perkowski will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call 412-391-FIRM today. Og, Murphy, Perkowski, the firm. We're all in.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. No, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever. Now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Sniff the difference.
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call.
You're listening to the Og, Murphy, and Perkowski Fan Reaction Show on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
DK, first and foremost, what do you just make of this entire game and the way it went, the complete game you guys played?
Yeah, complete game. I think looking at this game, looking at this series, really proud of the guys for the way we competed through it. Had really good comeback in the first game. Against Sanchez was tough, found a way to score off a Wheeler. Didn't have, the most complete game yesterday, but came back today, and I think it's something we've shown throughout the year, especially against a really good team like that. The Phillies, they've got a good team, and we've shown that we're a good team too.
What does it show about Valdez? I know we keep talking about him this series, but to put him in the cleanup spot and watch him be the guy to bring in the runs that were needed.
Yeah, some big at bats, to come up with a single there, and then the triple, and then the sac fly later, and we left some runners on base there. Had some opportunities to score, and just stayed with it throughout the game. Continued to find a way to add on, and I thought it was a good win.
It just seems like there's a real maturity to all of Valdez's approaches. Just how impressive has that been
been to see so early on in his career. So.
Yeah, it has been impressive, especially, it's challenging going into the 2-hole and then into the 4. He's done a really nice job of staying with it, grounding into the double play. I think that's the thing that stands out to me the most is grounding into the double play, have a chance to score, comes up again the next time and finds a way to get it done. That's hard to do for a young player.
That was singled and then stole the base, and then it felt like the offense broke through. That was his first stolen base all year. What was kind of the plan there? Was that him or was that a call? What did you kind of see?
Yeah, no, it was green light, and him and T-Brock did a good job there, finding the right pitch to go. I thought Rochi did a great job challenging, making sure that he knew he was safe. And then Valdez with the triple on the backside. Gonzo, came through with the big 2-out hit there to drive in a run, and then the Andy homer, and Nick got another one with a home run later.
Donnie, what did you think about your pitching situation today? Not only Jared, but Carmen too.
Yeah, I thought they threw the ball really well. I mean, hot day. Carmen came in the 5th. Jared was maxed out. We were max 80. So for him, he had, maybe one more batter to go. So it was just good to get Carmen in there in a clean inning. Carmen was really efficient through 3. And then to have Soto and Montgomery, they threw the ball well too.
Before Orleans went down, there was like a stretch of games, like 3 games where Valdi didn't play. Do you think that allowed him to kind of like reset in a way to have this run that he's on right now?
I know he worked extremely hard with the hitting guys on some adjustments that he was trying to make, and found a really good adjustment there. The game that he went in when Spencer got hurt, he hit the double to center and then the 1 to right center too, and I think that adjustment showed up in that moment. And it's cool, so many guys are working hard every single day, and sometimes you don't see the fruit of that right away, and for him to see that play out in the game, I think it's given him a lot of confidence too.
And that's Don Kelly after the game. The Pirates do even up that best of 4 series at 2 apiece, so they get the split, which is key, no question about that. And the manager press conference brought to you by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. When disaster strikes your home or business, call Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. Also, I wanted to share that there was indeed a couple of insurance runs during the game. NGM Insurance. NGM, no jingles or mascots, just great insurance. You heard the Andy Rodriguez home run. We also had the Nicky G home run, and that just kept building the lead as the Pirates failed to score in great situations early in this ball game. But, boy, they kept adding on when they needed it. And then the pitching, to me, is what impressed me. That bullpen was perfect. I mean, they went 5 scoreless. After Jones gives them a good 4 innings to start the game, they go 5 scoreless to close it out against a very talented and good hitting team in the Philadelphia Phillies. So they head to Washington. It'll be Keller, Ashcraft, and Chandler. And as they head toward the All-Star break, as they head toward the trade deadline, it is absolutely imperative to me that they stay at or above 500. That is just a huge key. And the predictability of sports, I think everybody thinks, we have so many experts in the world. They're going to tell you how it's going to happen, how it's going to go. And all the Pirates needed to do was find a way to score a couple of runs because the pitching was going to be lights out. They were going to be so good in terms of pitching. Well, the pitching's been a little shaky, and they're one of the best offensive teams in baseball. So the experts don't always get it right. I don't think there's any question about that. And then, I think everybody was talking about as Maryland Valdez was going to be the key to this Pirate offense, right? No one mentioned his name. His name was not brought up one time in one preseason show that I heard. But here he is as a 22-year-old just lighting up all things offensively for the Pirates right now. Now, how long is that going to last? Who knows? But right now they're going to ride the hot hand. And he does remind me, if you're old enough to have been around for Aramis Ramirez, you'll know exactly what I mean. And of all the things the Pirates have done over the years, we know a lot of them haven't been good things. Trading him was just the most reprehensible thing I can recall of recent memory because he was going to be great. And this Valdez kid, and you know what the good problem is going to be? What are you going to do when O'Neill Cruz gets healthy? Well, you're going to have something that the Pirates have not had in a long time. They're going to have an embarrassment of riches offensively because Spencer Horwitz is another guy that's going to come back. And what are you going to do with him? Connor Griffin didn't even play today. I was upset that Connor Griffin didn't play today. But you know what? Offense has not been the problem with this baseball team at all. Logan Armblaster, thanks so much. Great job today. We're going to get out of here. Pat Septek will have the news. That'll be coming up right at 4:30. Then Colin will have a good solid hour and a half to chop it up with you guys. But it was a lot of fun today as we head into the 250th birthday of the United States of America. And I'll tell you one thing that is absolutely American, that's baseball. And I think we've all been craving, those of you that are Pirate fans, we've all been craving a relevant season where the Pirates play games that matter in August and September. We're not there yet. I think we're close to experiencing similar, feels that we had in 13, 14, and 15. And 13 came after 20 years of losing. 20 years without a season that finished above 500. So keep it above 500, stay relevant, and I think if this pitching staff and the bullpen comes together a little bit, we can have a lot of fun deep into both August and September. Thanks so much for joining. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast has been brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
There's a world of opportunity out there, beyond the typical 9 to 5, where purpose and grit come together, where the American spirit and ingenuity are welcomed in places that could really use your skills and your experience. We're talking about the Peace Corps. With volunteers living and working in communities around the globe. And it's been called the toughest job you'll ever love. Tough, because it asks so much of you. To dig deeper, get your hands dirty, to go that extra mile, to rise to the occasion and meet challenges head on. And the love part comes from being part of something bigger than yourself. From building bonds that last a lifetime. It's knowing your hard work transformed lives, including your own. After 65 years, the Peace Corps is still the toughest job you'll ever love. Explore opportunities in more than 60 countries. Learn about benefits and apply at peacecorps.gov/serve.
Battles aren't won solely on the field. That's a common misconception. Battles are won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. In that place where promises are kept. Promises to oneself.
This is a physical training event!
Promises to one's community.
Helping people move debris out of their house.
Promises to one's country. In the heart of every Marine, you'll find a promise. A promise forever kept. A promise of battles won.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 95 degrees and fair at Pittsburgh International. I'm Pat Septak at 4:30. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick with their famous lifetime warranty on materials and labor. TrustPJ.com. A man was crushed by a bus this morning in New Florence, Westmoreland County. It happened just after 9:30 this morning at a business on 13th Street. The victim was a mechanic identified by the coroner as Barry Barker of Ligonier. Barker was working on a bus when it rolled on top of him, killing the man. Pittsburgh police are adding new technology for this year's 4th of July celebration. News Radio KDKA's Tamara Rush has the details.
As thousands are expected to gather downtown for Independence Day festivities, Pittsburgh police say they'll have officers stationed throughout the area, seen on foot, bike, and horseback. Police Chief Jason Lando says this year's plan also includes a new addition that will give officers another view from above.
Our drones allow us to identify issues, respond faster, and keep people safe, especially with large crowds during special events.
Lando says the city isn't adding any new restrictions on recreational drones, but operators must follow FAA rules, including temporary flight restrictions over Point State Park and the North Shore. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 594 points. The NASDAQ is up 207 points. And the S&P 500 is up 1. KDKA Sports brought to you by NASCO Roofing, Pittsburgh's trusted and passionate roofer. Call NASCO Roofing at 412-373-2000. Earlier today in Philadelphia.
Swinging a fly ball deep left field. Marsh warning track, sizing it up, and there it goes. Home run, Nick Gonzalez. He leads off the ninth with a home run to left. And the Pirates are up 6-1 in Philly.
And with today's 6-1 win over the Phillies, the Pirates are now back at 500, taking 2 out of 4 in that series. Next up for the Bucks, they open a 3-game series in Washington, D.C. tomorrow night, 6:45 first pitch. KDKA Radio News Time is 4:32. Our next update at 5 o'clock. I'm Pat Septak on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
All right, here we go. PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, KDKA AAA Traffic. It's all powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
All right, taking a look at the traffic collisions in the city. Getting reports of a collision at the 600 block of Brownsville Road in Pittsburgh, as well as a collision at the intersection of Broughton Road and Willis Road in Bethel Park. Now taking a look at the major roadways. The Parkway East near the outbound lane near Oakland, and the on-ramp progressing through the Bennett Bates in the direction of the Wilkinsburg interchange is seeing brake lights. Now taking a look at the other major roadways. The Parkway West outbound, moving into the bathtub region of the city, is stacked starting right before 2nd Avenue. With AAA Traffic, I'm Logan Arblaster, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.